Hello everyone, and welcome to my General Hospital official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Anna sat in her apartment with Spinelli as he used his magical computer skills to locate Charlotte and Valentine. Carly soon arrived, wondering why Anna summoned her. Carly said she would do anything she could to help find Valentine. Including planting a bug on Jack Brennan? Anna asked. Carly didn't think she could do it, but Anna was sure Carly was the woman for the job. You're one of the few people that he trusts, Anna said. She was sure that Valentine could only have managed without a trace with WSB help. Carly argued that Brennan was her friend and even helped Anna escape from Africa. Anna warned Carly that Brennan couldn't be trusted. Carly finally agreed to plant the bug but insisted she was only doing it to prove Anna wrong. Anna didn't care why Carly was doing it as long as they got the information they needed. While Anna asked Carly to help her find Charlotte, Jason was on the same mission. He barged into Brennan's office and accused him of lying when he said that he didn't know where Valentine was. Jason warned Brennan that Lulu's family was going to do everything they could to find Valentine and Charlotte, so it was best if Brennan just came clean. Love General Hospital, B&B, Days, or other soaps? Join the conversation on our SC boards. Click here to connect with fans and dive into discussions now. Jason had an idea. Get in touch with him. You tell Valentine I'll meet him wherever he wants. He gives me Charlotte and I bring her home. I'm not going to track him. I won't try to bring him in. I won't even touch him, Jason said. After Jason left, Carly barged in but only found the deputy director in Brennan's chair. Brennan returned and asked for some time alone with Carly. Brennan knew why Carly was there and told her he didn't know where Valentine was. Carly then asked for a drink of water. When Brennan turned his back to pour her one, she stuck the bug under a chair in his office. Back at Anna's apartment, Jason arrived and told her about the offer he made Brennan. He'd leave Valentine alone as long as he handed over Charlotte. When Spinelli walked into the living room talking about equipment, Jason was alarmed. Anna explained that she had Spinelli set up a bug that Carly would plant in Brennan's office. As soon as Jason knew Carly was involved, he became alarmed, knowing that Carly often makes a mess of things. Spinelli diffused the argument and reminded Jason everyone was on the same side, which was bringing Charlotte home to be with Lulu. Anna pointed out that she didn't force Carly to do anything. Carly wanted to do what she could for Lulu. Jason worried that Carly was in danger because she thought she could trust Brennan. What happens when Brennan finds the bug and figures out Carly's the one who planted it? Jason asked. Carly soon returned so Jason could order her to stay away from Brennan. Carly insisted she did her job right and Brennan would never find the bug. Carly assured them she put it in the perfect place, but Anna had to admit that it's standard practice for the WSB to sweep offices looking for listening devices. Carly was nervous at first, but then insisted that things would be fine because Jack isn't the monster you think he is. Jason wasn't as confident as Carly. Spinelli suddenly called out that Brennan had made a call. Jason, Anna, and Carly listened as Brennan told Valentine that Lulu was awake and Jason had offered to let Valentine go in exchange for Charlotte. Carly looked annoyed because she wasn't able to prove she was right about her new friend. Dante surprised Sonny in his office because he needed to talk to someone. Sonny immediately knew this was all about Lulu's great awakening. Dante told Sonny he was right, but Dante was still at a loss. I'm just trying to figure out what life looks like now, he said. Dante wanted Sonny's advice on blending families, pointing out, you've got all these kids from different relationships. Dante had no idea how to deal with the 3 kids he and Sam were raising. How do I deal with the fact that Rocco's over the moon that his mom is back and Danny and Scout are still grief-stricken after losing theirs? Sunny asked Dante what it was like seeing Lulu again. It was like the pieces of a puzzle fitting together, but like an old one because everything's different now, Dante said. He worried about what he would do now. What if Lulu wanted Rocco to stay with him sometimes? What does he do about Sam's 2 kids? Sunny advised Dante to slow down and not get ahead of himself. Dante admitted that it felt wrong to feel happy after Sam had just died, but he understood why Rocco was on cloud 9. Sunny then advised Dante to have big family dinners with all the kids. Crutis stopped by TJ and Molly's place at TJ's behest. When Crutis walked in, TJ showed him the cleared-out living room. Molly moved out. "She's gone," TJ sadly said. Crutis marveled at how neat Molly left things, but TJ wasn't surprised because that was Molly. TJ was still angry that Molly was refusing to grieve. "Now our relationship's ending, and she calmly packs up her things and leaves," TJ added incredulously. Crutis had some words of wisdom for his nephew. "One thing about ending a relationship is that you always end up angry at someone you care about," Crutis said. TJ insisted he wasn't mad, but he didn't know how to stop caring. Crutis reminded TJ that this might only be a temporary break, but TJ disagreed. Crutis then suggested that they rearrange the furniture to hide reminders of Molly, but when they moved a chair, Crutis found Molly's 2012 journal from when she first met TJ. Molly began moving boxes into Alexis' house. Alexis advised Molly to take a break, but Molly needed the distractions so she wouldn't think about her heartbreak. "If I stop moving, I will fall apart," Molly admitted. A hyper and agitated Molly elaborated on the fight she had with TJ the night before. He didn't like that she didn't grieve the baby the same way he did, which made her angry at herself. "I was too focused on controlling my emotions and throwing myself into work, and I couldn't be there for the boy who I have loved since I was 16, Molly said. Alexis changed the subject to Ava and Christina. Alexis reiterated that nobody could have stopped Christina from going to Ava's hotel room that day as a way of reminding Molly that she couldn't control every situation. She also brought up Molly's final moments with Sam. "I understand that your last words with Sam were not what you wanted them to be, and you shared that regret with your sister. One thing I want to say to you that I should have said is that I know Christina holds a lot of blame for the rift between the two of you, but when I asked you to make peace with your sister, it is not me saying that Christina is right," Alexis stressed. Just then, there was a knock on the door. Molly opened it to see TJ standing there with her journal. He handed it to her but assured Molly that he didn't read it. They both admitted that they would always love one another before TJ quickly left. Molly then broke down in Alexis' arms. Christina visited Natalia at the deception office to thank her for perjuring herself on the stand. If the court and the jury actually heard what had really happened, that would have helped the defense, Christina said. Natalia denied committing perjury and said she just told the truth as she remembered it. Christina wanted to make sure that she was remembering the accident the way Natalia did. She feared if she recalled that wrong, then maybe she was remembering what happened in Ava's hotel room wrong too. Natalia and Christina chatted some more until Christina received a phone call with the news. The jury was back with a verdict. Sloane isn't going to let Eric put a ring on it. In addition, Melinda rumbled her new bestie's secret. Eve Donovan, Cassie DePaiva, offered Harris, Steve Burton, forgiveness and hope. Walking red flag. Chad DiMera puts Alex on notice, and Roman lets his feelings be known. Now, let's dig a little deeper into what exactly happened. Eric, Greg Vaughn, sincerely apologized for seeming to give Sloane, Jessica Serfady, a hard time about coming into possession of Nicole's, Ariane Zucker, test results, and Sloane accepted. The duo then discussed Roman's, Josh Taylor, obvious disappointment over the news that Sloane was with child. Eric insisted that his pops would come around, and when he does, he'll see how happy Sloane makes him and see what a wonderful person she is. Sloane cooed that she has indeed changed for the better, yeah, right, and expressed the hope that Roman will, at the very least, warm up to her a little bit. After all, Eric's relatives are the only family that their baby will really have. To that, Eric boasted that baby Brady will have the entirety of Salem behind him, and that set Sloane reeling. Who said anything about the baby having his last name? Why couldn't it have one of her two last names, either the real one or the made-up one? Why? Why? Because it would make Eric happy. It's a name that he's really proud of, and he wants his son or daughter to carry that name too. Also, he wouldn't mind if Sloane had it as well. Maybe they should get married. What does Sloane say? Huh? Does she want to get married? No. Hell no. And, what an awful, horrible way to ask someone. What more could she have wanted, huffed Eric. How about a little romance and love, Sloane huffed right back. Hidden secrets. After literally running into Nicole in the town square and causing her to lose her grip on her fried pickles and vanilla milkshake, hey, it's the most classic of classic pregnancy cravings for a reason, Melinda offered to make it right. No, not because she's a good person, but because she wanted to figure out what it was that Sloane very nearly confided in her. Her defenses lowered, Nicole filled Melinda, Tina Huang, in on her and EJ, Dan Furigal, undergoing genetic testing, and Sloane accidentally getting her hands on the results. Accident my ass, muttered Melinda to herself once Nicole took her leave. Having gotten settled into Bayview courtesy of Marlena, Deidre Hall, yes, finally, Harris was surprised to come face to face with one Eve Donovan, the former teen hooker whom he'd so badly mistreated during their high school days. Harris issued a sincere apology for the way he treated her, ruing that he'd spent his youth hooking up with girls and trying to impress his idiot friends. He used her, and he has regrets. A lot of regrets. Eve, for her part, took it all in stride. She'd been through a hell of a lot worse in the intervening years, plus she did get revenge on Harris and his crowd back in the day. Vengeance, it turned out, was a specialty of hers, and it's what got her confined to Bayview in the first place. With nothing much else to do, and nothing to lose, Eve and Harris sat down and reviewed their troubled pasts. He relayed how he was brainwashed by Megan, Miranda Wilson, to kill and kill again. She admitted to trying to brainwash Ben Weston, Robert Scott Wilson, into murdering Sierra, Victoria Conifal. Luckily, she now knows what she did was wrong. Very, very wrong. And fortunately for Eve, she's up for release in the very near future and she's got big plans. Plans like going out to the West Coast and getting back into music. Harris cheered her on. Eve, in turn, boosted Harris's spirits as best as she could. After getting some advice from Big Brother EJ, when in doubt asked herself, WWSD, what would Stefano do, Chad, Billy Flynn, blasted devious son of a bitch Alex. He warned that Alex's, Robert Scott Wilson, nice guy, friendly stuff wasn't washing with him and that it would never work on Stephanie, Abigail Klein. Never! Chad hissed that he was on to his love rival and he was done playing nice. Alex got the message loud and clear. Maybe. Meanwhile, after clocking Roman's bad mood and deducing it had everything to do with a pregnant Sloane, Kate, Lauren Koslow, attempted to put some things into perspective. On the one hand, she can understand Roman's resolve not to trust Eric's baby mama, a word which Kate despises, by the way. On the other hand, there's a larger contingency who would question Kate's character just as Roman is questioning Sloane's. Also, Kate has something to confess, namely that she attempted to convince Harris to whack Megan. Also, Kayla, Mary Beth Evans, was well aware of what she did. After the fact, of course. Does Roman think that she's a monster? No, he does not. But maybe next time, she could come to him before trying to put a hit out on someone. Elizabeth updates Lucas on Lulu's latest adventures and how Lucky plans on staying in case she's found at fault for Sam's death. Brad seeks Stella's advice about losing Lucas and she tells him to be the person he should be. Later, he overhears Lucas tell Liz he's going to a surgical conference and looks up the details. He tells Portia he thinks he should go to the symposium in Miami to get updated lab information. Stella overhears Portia chastise Brad for wanting to use the conference to get back into Lucas' good graces. Stella and Portia discuss Brad. Stella believes he's trying to be a better man, and Portia should be more professional and rise above her dislike of any of the staff. Portia tells Brad he can go to the symposium. Kai meets up with Trina to discuss their project and how they need an extension, which disappoints her. He says he needs to focus on the game and Trina thinks the class is not a priority for him. Trina says she's going to have to do what she needs to do for her future. She asks him for his notes so she can put things together herself. Lois is back on the set of Heart and Home. Maxie tells Brooklyn they have to hit $75,000 because sales have been slow. She's not sure they can make it happen in today's spot and worry they'll lose the show. A friend of Lois from the old neighborhood calls in to chastise Lois on her new speaking voice. Lois drops the new talk and continues to push the product. The segment gets the highest sales ever, which is music to everyone's ears. Seriously, is this something that happens? Also, someone needs to put an APB out on Tracy, who we haven't seen since Violet left town. Lois is back on the set of Heart and Home. Maxie tells Brooklyn they have to hit $75,000 because sales have been slow. She's not sure they can make it happen in today's spot and worry they'll lose the show. A friend of Lois from the old neighborhood calls in to chastise Lois on her new speaking voice. Lois drops the new talk and continues to push the product. The segment gets the highest sales ever, which is music to everyone's ears. Seriously, is this something that happens? Also, someone needs to put an APB out on Tracy, who we haven't seen since Violet left town. Everyone returns to the courthouse for the verdict. Alexis tells her girls to support each other no matter the outcome. The jury finds Ava not guilty and she's grateful to Rick. TJ storms out of the courthouse and Molly runs out after him. TJ wonders how she feels, but Molly says thinks it was an accident, but he's not happy with her response. Lucas is surprised to see TJ back at the hospital. TJ tells him the verdict didn't go their way, and Molly left him. Lucas says they can't control someone else's grief. TJ says he can't get over what happened, but Molly can. He says he needs to channel his anger and wants to work, but Lucas says TJ shouldn't work while in this condition since it could impact patients. He suggests TJ take out his frustration in the gym and agrees to support him. Sunny glares at a rejoicing Ava and Rick. Ava tells Sunny she'll be by to pick up Avery, but Sunny refuses. Rick says he'll file an emergency order to remove Avery, but Alexis tells him to back off. Ava says she's trying to keep her daughter away from Sunny, something Alexis should have done. Alexis chastises Ava, claiming she's responsible for the baby's death, no matter the verdict. Rick, in turn, needles Sunny about being a criminal and how Avery is in danger. Sunny doesn't want to talk about it, but Ava pleads with him to be reasonable. She tells Sunny to think about what Avery needs, which is to spend time with her mother. Sunny offers to have Ava visit with Avery tomorrow. Christina overhears TJ snap at Molly before he storms off and questions it. Molly says she just wants peace, but Christina angrily says Ava got away with killing their child. Christina again says Ava pushed her out the window, but Molly says neither she nor Ava is to blame. Christina senses Molly believes Ava over her and thinks Molly blames her. Molly says she understands Christina believes Ava pushed her but thinks no one is to blame. Molly admits she has blamed Christina in the past and shouldn't have said the things she did at the baby's grave. She says they need to move on, but Christina says they can't. Molly says she's lost so much and needs it to be over. Christina claims Molly is too afraid to fight for justice for their daughter. Molly says she's been fighting more months and she's tired of it all. Christina understands Molly wants peace. Kudos to Kate for making the word peace sound like a disgusting four-letter word. Defensive, someone's having her doubts, and someone makes a Christmassy connection. Cyrus Renault's, Jeff Kober, on the defensive, Laura Collins, Jeannie Francis, has her doubts, and Lucky Spencer's, Jonathan Jackson, making a Christmassy connection. General Hospital spoilers, good things. Port Charles is all decked out for the holiday season, and Gio Palmieri, Giovanni Mazza, can hardly contain his excitement. With visions of Christmas trees and twinkling lights dancing in his head, he eagerly declares, good things come in small packages. It seems like he's welcoming back someone special he hasn't seen in ages. Could it be a surprise visitor for Christmas? While the Quartermaines may have overlooked Thanksgiving, the festive Christmas dinner is just around the corner. Will it feature a classic turkey, a delightful feast, or perhaps a casual pizza? Spoilers, on the defensive. In another part of Rice Plaza, Cyrus finds himself in a tense situation as he attempts to explain himself to Dex Heller, Evan Hofer, who is clearly on duty and questioning him. The unanswered questions surrounding who administered Digitalis to Sam McCall, Kelly Monaco, leading to her tragic heart attack, and the mysterious shutdown of Lulu Spencer's, Alexa Havens, life support remain unresolved. Sam's death occurred on Halloween night, while Lulu's ventilator had experienced a malfunction earlier, before the transplant was set up. Cyrus maintains a calm demeanor as he straightforwardly asserts to Dex that he was not at the hospital to see Lulu on Halloween. General Hospital spoilers, having her doubts. Laura, feeling exasperated, confides in someone, likely her husband Kevin Collins, John Lindstrom, exclaiming, "It's just not going to work." One might assume she's not referring to their marriage, especially since everything seems fine between them. However, could she be expressing concerns about accommodating Lulu in their condo? It would be wonderful to have everyone under one roof, including Lucky and Ace Prince Cassadine, Joey and Jay Clay, but space is limited. The place felt cramped when Esme Prince, Avery Kristen Pohl, and Spencer Cassadine, Nicholas Alexander Chavez, were staying there, or is Laura's frustration stemming from an entirely different issue? Spoilers, Christmassy connections. Nearby the festive Christmas displays, Lucky is playfully flirting with Elizabeth Baldwin, Rebecca Herbst. With a charming grin, he teases her, asking, "Who are you, and what have you done with Elizabeth?" Elizabeth has been wrestling with her feelings about Lucky's return and the possibility of rekindling their relationship, sharing some of her thoughts with her close friend Terry Randolph, Cassandra James. At this moment, her primary concern is Lucky's presence for their son, Aidan Weber, Colin Cassidy. Yet, she's starting to warm up to the idea that Lucky might stick around a bit longer this time. General Hospital spoilers, choosing sides. At Alexis Davis's, Nancy Lee Grawn, residence, she and Molly Lansing Davis, Kristen Vaganos, engage in a conversation following Ava Jerome's, Maura West, acquittal. Christina Corinthos Davis, Kate Monsey, appeared to be in shock as the verdict was announced. Once Christina regained her composure, a brief argument ensued between her and Molly, as Christina was frustrated with Molly's belief that her fall was merely a tragic accident. Molly warns Alexis that if she supports her, they risk losing Christina. This remark is surprising coming from Molly, who seems to have shifted her perspective regarding Christina since the loss of Sam. Spoilers, Sonny has an idea. As Molly is staying with Alexis, Christina appears to be staying at least temporarily with her father Sonny Corinthos, Maurice Bernard. She asks if he's got any ideas, and Sonny tells her she shouldn't be staying alone in her apartment. It sounds like Sonny may offer her more permanent arrangements to stay with him there. He has the room and he can keep an eye on her, since she seems on the verge of spiraling. General Hospital, spoilers for the next 2 weeks, December 9th to December 20th, reveal that Dex Heller, Evan Hofer, could put himself in grave danger. The week of December 9th to 13th will bring Dex's interaction with Cyrus Renault, Jeff Kober, and some talk about what Cyrus was up to on Halloween night. Since there's a good chance Cyrus is responsible for Sam McCall's, Kelly Monaco, overdose, he could view Dex as a threat if the cop gets suspicious. Whatever the case, some alarm bells may go off for Jocelyn Jack's Eden McCoy if she spots Dex and Cyrus encounter. Jocelyn will voice some concerns to Dex, but he'll give her plenty of reassurance. Unfortunately, Jocelyn is set to get some news that rocks her world later on. Could that involve Dex getting injured either in the line of duty or because of Cyrus' attempt to take him out? Dex is indeed going to land in the hospital soon, so Jocelyn may be a nervous wreck if he's fighting for his life. Next, Sonny Corinthos, Maurice Bernard, will have an offer for Christina Corinthos Davis, Kate Monsey, to consider. This could have something to do with how Sonny plans to make Ava Jerome, Maura West, pay now that the jury's found her not guilty. Once Jack Brennan, Charles Measure, realizes Carly Spencer, Laura Wright, planted a bug, she'll face some backlash for that. Carly may also blast Brennan for lying to her about Valentine Cassadine, James Patrick Stewart, since he's clearly had a way to get in touch with him all along. Anna Devane, Finola Hughes, will kick off an interrogation at some point, so she may confront Brennan over the phone call to Valentine. It could lead to Anna once again pressuring Brennan to spill Valentine and Charlotte Cassadine's, Scarlett Fernandez, location. However, Brennan already told Valentine about Lulu Spencer's, Alexa Havens Bruning, wake-up call, so it's possible Valentine will be on board with handing Charlotte over to Jason Morgan, Steve Burton. It'd be better for Charlotte to have a life at home with her family than one in hiding with her criminal father. Over with Curtis Ashford, Donnell Turner, he'll put Drew Quartermaine, Cameron Matheson, to the test and perhaps catch him in a lie. Curtis knows Drew plans on giving the Aurora CEO job to Michael Corinthos, Chad Duell, so he may trip Drew up with questions before confessing what he's learned. As for Nina Reeves, Cynthia Watrose, she'll deliver a warning to someone before Drew comes to her for help. Elsewhere, Isaiah Gannon, Sandy Wilson, will have some positive updates for Jordan Ashford, Tanisha Harper, so he may thank her for her contract negotiation assistance once he scores a better deal at GH. Across town, Ava and Rick Lansing, Rick Hurst, have an unpleasant curveball headed their way. Kai Taylor, Jens Austin Astrup, will also catch Trina Robinson, Tabiana Ali, off guard, so maybe he'll somehow come through on their art project after all. Plus, we should discuss some Quartermaine Christmas party predictions since that event's coming up soon. Tracy Quartermaine, Jane Elliott, will say something she shouldn't and could potentially cause some unanticipated drama for Drew. General Hospital spoilers say Drew will feel backed into a corner once this bash is underway. Could this be when Drew's hookups with Nina will come to light? What about the fact that Drew sizzled with Willow Corinthos, Caitlin McMullen, in the playroom? Back with Sonny, he'll have a reason to celebrate with Natalia Ramirez, Eva LaRue, so we'll see what's got them feeling so joyful. Meanwhile, Elizabeth Baldwin, Rebecca Herbst, will find herself feeling puzzled. Could this involve clues about Sam's overdose? Could Dex be targeted while he's hospitalized as well and leave Liz wondering what the connection is? The week of December 16th to 20th may bring some medical developments for Dex, so we'll see how things turn out for him. As for Charlotte, let's hope her homecoming is in the works so that Lulu can finally see her daughter after missing out on so many years together. Finally, Christina will become increasingly fixated on getting revenge, so she may not stop until she takes Ava down. If Sonny doesn't deliver the results Christina wants, she might go rogue and deal with Ava on her own. General Hospital spoilers say the next 2 weeks will bring some growing fears about Christina's behavior, so stay tuned.